Incoming transmission.
The Klingonese phrase of the day is Yicho Lom.
These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise.
Engage.
So, this is a huge victory for the good guys.
Scotty, beam me up.
Resistance is futile. Live long and prosper.
Boldly go where no man has gone before.
Greetings and welcome to the Computer Resume podcast, the show covering the entire Star Trek franchise in chronological order for fans new and old. I'm your host, writer-comedian, Mr. Todd A. Davis. Dig, if you will, this podcast. My guest and I engage in a chat. Can you, my listeners? Can you picture that? Stream, if you can, an outpost, a planet with fungus of doom. Klingons strike serious foes that'll feel the heat of their disruptors unload. How can Una just leave them standing, alone on a world that's so old? Maybe I'm just too demanding. Maybe I'm just like Archer, too bold? Maybe we'll scream at each other. This is what it sounds like. It's Joe Dove! Yay!
Yeah, I was trying to make the bird noise from when doves cry. Because he gets this really high pitch, but my voice isn't really meant for that. So,
oh yeah, gotta love some Prince. That is the silliest, and I'll go ahead and say that because it hardly intros you at all.
yeah, I never get anything.
So first of all, thanks for coming back on the show.
Love your show. Glad to be back on.
Oh, it's so good to have you back on, man. You are one of two regular hosts of Captains Quadrant. Yes.
Right. Yes. Two regular hosts and one in and out Aussie. Whoa,
yeah. I was gonna featured regular.
Yeah.
Correspondent, if you will.
Right. Meanwhile, he built the look everywhere, and he's amazing. He became one of my close friends. The two of them, I went through a lot of chaos in 24.
Yeah,
maybe I touched on it last time we hung out, but
oh yeah
I lost my gainful employment at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in Australia and it's late night and he's like, hop on our studio, let's talk, let me help you with your resume, because guess what, I used to do HR and I know what ATS is looking for. And I was like, amazing. So he did that. And then the other one, Jason from Texas, was like, I'm a school teacher, send me your resume, I studied journalism. And he did all my spelling corrections. So the two of them, I am forever grateful for both of those gentlemen.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I recently went through my resume, shifting because I am no longer a paralegal. I'm full-time comedian, full-time podcaster.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
I
was gonna say, for my half dozen subscribers, thank you.
I'm sure you're more than that. Come on. A good sounding podcast. So.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. But I recently went through and redid my resume because I was also putting myself out there as an editor, sound tech, because in addition
to a podcast,
yeah, you kind of have to learn at least the basics to get your stuff to sound
decent,
somewhere in the realm of professional.
Yeah.
And so it was just kind of like, all right, so what do we put? Because I had a whole bunch of legal experience and everything else was just kind of like, I recorded with my buddies for over a decade. How's that? But no, man, that's great. And so you're back in the field now. You're back in
I'm back in gainfully employed. I got a job really quick, actually. I got two offers.
Oh, that's great.
The interview process didn't go that great with one, but it worked out because the other one that I did take, I learned about the back end channel of how shoes are shipped to the country. I was a production manager, and it was great. But then, they changed the system because of the tariffs. So Yeah, so they were like, "Hi, your position is no longer." I was like, "Say no more," and it was because it was crazy. The hours were nuts.
Oh.
And then I landed at a job of doing QC/QA, which is something I did 6 years prior.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that for a year, and then I got the best message of my life. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Hey, former coworker, how are you? Where are you? I was like, oh, I'm doing legwear. How's that? I was like, it's okay. Pay's not great. He
Yeah.
goes, would you come back to footwear? And I was like, tell me more. But the coolest thing is he's a great guy. Big shout out to Mikael if he ever listens to this. I don't know if he's how much into Star Trek he is, but um dude sits me down and goes, hey, I want to have a nice meeting. And basically gave me like, I know where your level is. I know you need to improve here, here, and here. So he gave me like a performance review the day of my starting. And it was like, okay, this is something. So
Hey.
it was awesome. And it's been awesome. I've been learning a lot already. And it's only been a couple of days.
Oh, that's great.
Getting back into the swing of it. You know, I have done footwear for this would be 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Despite my youthful looks, I'm quite old.
Yeah, I'm feeling, gosh, I'm feeling every day.
Yeah. You were talking about you doing sound stuff.
Yeah.
I when because of the pay that wasn't so great at the other company, and nothing against them, but yeah, I need my monies, so that's why I left.
Sure.
But, I did a lot of stuff on the side, including like sound setup for a band
Mm.
who brought their own speakers and like, but they weren't like small 12s, they were 15s.
Oh,
And
geez.
EV, so they're big and heavy. I ended up tearing my rotator cuff.
No.
Yeah, because I slept wrong. His old man problems.
Oh, yeah.
Slept wrong, and then went, I'll be okay. And then actually, hold on, I have to do something really quick because I realized. Nope, that's not it. That's not it either. Oh my god, I'm trying to get rid of the blur. There we go. There it is.
Hey.
I'm not at church. This is my normal church Zoom. So
Oh, I got you.
I'm amongst, not my, non-Trekkies. Thank God for that church. Let me tell you, that church has been a blessing and a half. I do the sound and videography and editing and website for a church called First Church Newark, New Jersey.
Oh,
Shout out.
nice.
And like when my mom passed and I didn't have the income that I had prior, they stepped up to the pastor stepped up and was like, help Joe out if you can. And they got a church donation and helped me with my mom's services.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Jeez. Oof.
man. Oh man. If the church is really pulled through, like my church where I grew up, the pastor did the service for free, but they just charged me for everything else. So like parish hall, sanctuary, cleanup, other stuff, kitchen use, like they have to charge.
Right. Yeah.
So you clean up both the sanctuary and the parish hall, so it's like double. So it's quite funerals are not free and they're not cheap. So.
Yeah.
So try not to have them.
Yeah. Listen, here's advice from the Computer Resume podcast and Captain's Quadrant.
Yeah,
if
don't
you're
die.
Gonna have a funeral, just make it one.
Yeah, one in your entire existence. Let it be yours, though.
Hey, you know what? It kind of goes with this episode.
It does. That's what we call a segue.
That is a segue if I ever heard one.
Right? Pretty cool.
Yeah. But before we get into this this discussion today, I do want to say, how dare you, sir? How dare How dare you get the amazing Doug Jones on your show? I have been shouting him out for so long. I've been trying to get him. I guess you guys reached out through. For those that don't know, they've got a Kickstarter doing a documentary about Doug Jones because pull up the guy's resume. It's insane.
Did you watch the whole episode? Did you watch the whole thing?
I haven't yet. It's
okay.
I've been up to my eyeballs and stuff, but
I get it.
I'm so jealous, dude.
It was so much fun. So much fun.
From everyone I've ever heard that has ever met him, just the sweetest guy. Just the sweetest guy.
So there's a guy that I know. He sat down with Doug and they got into a conversation and it was at a convention that I wanted to go to in Philadelphia. And I'm like, oh man. So then I went to Trek, the first Trek Long Island, and I
Yeah.
wasn't like a part of it. I was just on the outside. I was like, oh, I'm going to a convention because it was like my first only Star Trek convention. So Doug was there, and I was like, oh my God, Doug Jones. Like I was coming in the elevator. It was Doug Jones, David Ajala, and who was the other person? There was another person. And I was like, oh my goodness. And Doug saw my dog and goes, look at this puppy. And he starts petting my dog. Right. And I was like, and I wanted to go to buy his booth. And then the woman, she was like, come on, come on, come on. We got to go. I think she was like the handler or whatever. So she like kicked us out. And at that time, my dog was wearing the TOS shirt. He had the TOS set up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And shout out to, what is it? Imposter, Starfleet Imposter, I think her name is.
Yeah.
And she actually made Teddy a TNG costume. So
Oh, cool.
last year and this year, he's going to be the TNG. But I went all around there. I was trying to get to Doug, couldn't get, like, Doug's line was long, never got to Doug. So I was like, oh, annoying. So then there was Rhode Island Comic Convention and like sci-fi or whatever. My stepmom interviews Doug Jones just like on the fly on her phone.
Oh, wow.
Son of a bee. And then the TISM guy, he interviewed Doug Jones in the other convention. I'm like, isn't this some like everybody that's not a podcaster is interviewing Doug Jones, whom I love and wanted to meet?
Yeah.
So fast forward STLV, I'm chasing basically Doug Jones around and finally get to him in Vegas. And when they're talking about in our show, when they're talking about that they wanted to do the documentary, he finally said yes in that Vegas time that I met him. I was like, oh, that's when I met you. I remember that. And he's like, I meet a lot of people. Like,
Right.
I don't expect you to remember me. Believe me, I have no ego. I'm very humbled these days. So it's like, eh. But yeah, he's awesome. And he gave me the biggest hug and he kept like going, he's like, because I was even heavier. I was like 280 at the time. He goes, look at these cheeks. And he's like messing with my face and everything. And I was like, this is amazing.
I would absolutely let Doug Jones just
Yeah.
mess with my face. Yeah,
Go
absolutely.
for it. It was like, go ahead, do whatever you want. You know, that was a rare case. You're Star Trek hero. Go for it. Do whatever. So,
Man,
yeah.
that's incredible. Well,
Yeah, it was my chase Doug Jones around the United States.
So jumping into today's episode, Shuttle to Kenfori.
My favorite episode of
Yeah.
Strange New World. Yeah.
When I sent out the Trek signal for guests for this season,
Trekkies unite!
you were one of the first
That's the
people I
music.
reached out to, and and was just kind of like, "Hey, what episode do you want?" And I feel like I barely finished texting it, and you were just like, "Shuttle to Kenfori." I was like, "Okay, so can you say without spoiling anything?" Your things, or should we wait till post spoiler warning?
I can say two things.
Okay.
Not spoiling it.
All right. Yeah.
Incredible camera angles.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
There were scenes that were chosen in this episode that I haven't seen in Star Trek before, even though the baddies have been around since TOS. So
yeah,
when they did certain angles and certain things that happened, it was like, wow, that's cool. The bromance of the two main characters. That was something I never saw, and I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I do like this this episode as kind of a companion piece to Butcher of Jagal episode. What's it called?
Yeah.
In the Shadows of War, or
no, because have you ever spoken to David Jones? Not Doug Jones, but David Jones. He was a background actor in that episode.
Oh,
Cloak of War. Under the Cloak of War. I was
Under the Cloak of War.
Literally gonna Google it, but I was like, wait a minute. No, this guy's told me how many times he's been on it.
Yeah, I love watching this as sort of the companion piece to Under the Cloak of War, especially with Under the Cloak of War having kind of the bookend of everybody's thoughts and feelings on the Enterprise before the ambassador gets there, and then in that sort of almost epilogue type scene between Pike and M'Benga, you really see the cards on the table as much as either one of them will play. Just kind of like, it's so great
Beautiful.
And it's so cool to see Babs like just go all in
Mhm. No, he's like
emotionally.
that silent, like almost
Yeah.
whispering type of person, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it's and this may be, well, it's not really a spoiler of anything, but I have noticed a vibe shift from season 1 and 2 to
Hmm.
season 3.
Interesting.
And I think it's we are seeing the cracks in Pike's armor.
Mm.
I'm noticing it more and more, especially on these rewatches of like the he
Especially
knows.
after season finale.
Yeah, oh yeah, especially after hegemony. Like
Hmm.
we are really seeing this guy is hanging on. He's hanging on for anything he can, as long as he can, because he knows what's in store.
Me.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, gosh, the bromance is really cool, and it's such a layered it's such a layered relationship because they have served together for so long.
Hmm.
In Starfleet, of course, in war, in peacetime, but they're also great friends. But at the same time, I have a feeling like Pike outranks M'Benga,
Correct.
but M'Benga's a soldier.
But also,
Pike's a pilot.
right.
So they both have very different perspectives
Hmm.
of war.
Right.
And I think that's very, very telling of them in their relationship. You see it on the when they're taking the shuttle down to the planet. I'm dangerously close to spoiler
You
territory
are
here.
really skirting that edge, man.
um so camera angles, the bromance. We got a third one we want to save to post
Yeah, the
spoiler.
third one is just spoiler.
Okay.
Spoiler
Yeah.
kill. I mean, it's an Easter egg, but it's spoiler. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. One other thing I
Actually,
will
four.
say.
There's another one. I forgot about
Oh,
one. Yeah, but that's
hey,
also spoiler.
this is the place for it, man.
Yeah.
I will say to your first thing that I'm also finding myself noticing the cinematography more in terms of lighting. I'll notice the
Mhm.
angles every now and then, but what really jumps out to me is the lighting. Certain things that they do to make a scene feel cold, to make it feel warm, to make it feel fast, dangerous, to make it feel friendly and
Yeah.
welcoming. Like it's wild to see the things that they're doing, and I'm sure it's photography 101, but for someone like me who's all about the character development, who's all about the plot, the story, for me to notice these technical things, I think is to the show's credit
Yes.
that you're able to enjoy the episode as it is, but on rewatches, you're finding more and more things
Hmm.
to appreciate. So
Yeah.
I can tell we're both chomping at the bit here. So without further ado, let's get to this week's recap. Brought to you in part by our Patreon supporters, Rev J, Jerry Antimano, Kitty B, Ed Milner, Fleet Admiral First Class Fred Sims, and Ren.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
The Gorn DNA in Batel's body reactivates, and her only chance of survival is a rare flower on the planet Kenfori, which is contested by the Federation and the Klingons. While the Enterprise hides nearby, Pike and M'Benga take a shuttle to the planet, violating the treaty.
Sneaky, sneaky, sir.
They find the flower, which has transformed a group of scientists into, the Z word.
Sucks.
When a Klingon ship arrives,
Great.
Una decides to approach the planet slowly to avoid detection, but Ortegas moves faster than ordered, alerting the Klingons to their presence and forcing a much riskier approach. Pike and M'Benga are tracked by Batha, the daughter of Klingon ambassador Doc Ra, who seeks to kill M'Benga to restore her family's honor.
Okay, that's not good.
M'Benga confesses to murdering Doc Ra and defeats Batha in a duel, but spares her life. She sacrifices herself to allow M'Benga and Pike to escape from the planet.
How convenient.
Later, Una reprimands Ortegas for her insubordination and relieves her of duty for 2 weeks.
So you're free Thursday then?
Pike is horrified to learn that Batel and Mbanga plan to use the flower to turn Batel into a human-Gorn hybrid, which he reluctantly accepts is her decision.
Hello, this is Elizabeth Dennehy from Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek Picard, and you are listening to Computer Resume Podcast.
Okay, now we are in spoiler territory. So, guests go first. What do you got, man? Let me hear the other half of your reasons for favorite.
I am a zombie movie lover.
Yes.
Aside from Star Trek and Transformers, horror movie is my favorite to watch.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like it's horror than fantasy. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan too. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you'll be surprised. The things that I dive into, it's like, what? Really? That? Like, yeah, I love manga too, you know. So anyway, Kenfori, this was obviously, well, for those that don't know, Night of the Living Dead, there was an individual named Kenfori, and they named this episode after him. That's why that's why I love this episode so much. And it's a zombie episode. Which is like, oh yes, Daddy likey, you know. Like,
man, that's awesome. In putting together the notes for today, that's one bit of trivia I missed, and now I'm gonna have to go back and connect the dots. That's really awesome. Do you know what Ken's function was on the film?
Ken had nothing to do with it. They gave him. He was in the original Dawn of the Dead, and he was the guy. He's incredible actor, 6'5", African American gentleman, very promising build and everything, and really cool in the movie. So he literally gets, his name is Ken, Foree. So they like squished it together, dropped the E, Kenfori. That's how they came up with it. Very, very clever, very clever.
Yeah. That's awesome.
He was in Dawn of the Dead, and he did a lot of stuff for Nickelodeon, including the sitcom Kenan and Kel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you remember that.
Yeah.
I want to say I'm definitely older than you, but I want to say you're not that much. I would say probably not 15 years.
I'm 42.
Oh, okay. Well, surprise. So you literally could just be my little brother. That's crazy. Not as much as I thought, thankfully. So yes, you will get it. But like Nickelodeon and all those things when we were growing up, was the best. You would come home, Batman the Animated Series, Gargoyle, Transformers, like it was perfection. And the kids today don't understand the painstaking time that it took to make those cartoons when we were little.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But back to Ken. Amazing gentleman. He had some of the coolest stuff that was going on. He's been in a ton of films. He started out, that movie was his second ever movie.
Really?
Yeah, that's why this episode to me is like, oh my God, there's so many layers to this episode. You've got the director, whom this is the other thing, whom we interviewed on the Captains Quadrant, Dan Liu, being the guy who he did a couple episodes in the second season, but he also did Apple TV show.
Oh,
I'm like real time looking it up.
It's okay.
Yeah. Not Dan Liu. I still keep in touch with him. He's a really cool dude.
Really? I'll have to hit you up.
Yeah, totally. It is called, well, currently he's working on The Absent, but he was known for, I hate when these things, like I get like those brain farts.
Oh. Oh, trust me. Now that I'm on the wrong side of 40, and
is this what it is?
This, no. Yeah. And in addition, I just beat my body to for 30 years. So it's why I tattoo my anniversaries on my arm so I don't forget.
Very smart, man. That's what I have to do. Start tattooing myself.
It's a good way to go.
It's hilarious. Like, I'm still like going. You know what's crazy? There's only 3 seasons of the show.
What was it called?
No. The Strange New Worlds. It's only 3 seasons.
Oh, yeah. So far.
Yeah. For All Mankind. Jesus.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For All
Love
Mankind.
that. Yeah, for all that mankind. I watched a few episodes, and it's pretty cool because it's like how we got out of Earth and there's like historical events and everything. So it's very cool.
Nice.
But the guy's eye is incredible, and he also did The Walking Dead, and his first foray into Star Trek was Star Trek Picard
Nice.
in
Very cool.
2020. So he's got like this dope, like resume as it is. And then he like taps into the like my other love of zombies, and because I was hooked on Walking Dead, I loved that show.
I'm not gonna lie.
You never watched it?
No. I'd around the time that the show was about to premiere.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I were in Savannah, Georgia
Oh,
for our anniversary.
mm-hmm.
And we were there we stayed in the historic district, and it's if you've never been to Savannah, it's incredible, folks. Just go. There's something for everybody. But we're like, the show's about to start, Walking Dead. I was like, yeah, it's based on a comic. She was like, really? I was like, yeah. I was like, we should probably, if you're interested, we should probably find the trades and see how it is. And while we were on that trip, we got the volume 1 trade paperback.
Nice.
Both of us read it in one sitting.
It's so good.
Loved it.
Yeah.
And you can't really see it. My chair's blocking it, but on this shelf below my bar shelf and below my other 2 Star Trek shelves,
Yeah.
is my horror and
Oh, so
sci-fi.
you really?
Yeah.
It's common.
I've my tastes are very specific, but it's like Alien, Predator,
love that.
Evil Dead,
Love that.
Nightmare on Elm Street,
Love, so much love.
and The Walking Dead. Those aren't solely my favorites, but like those are like some of the big ones for me. And so we were also reading the book as the show was coming out. So we were watching the show.
Wow, what an experience.
We were living in Melbourne, Florida, and there was a local movie theater that was so the local comic book store partnered up with the local movie theater, and they would show the episodes on the big screen, and it was incredible.
Man, what an experience.
It was really awesome. Now I will say, okay,
I'm so jealous.
I will say, we stopped. Oh, and spoilers for Walking Dead if you haven't.
That show's been off the air for years. Like,
yeah. If you haven't at this point read the book or seen the show, it's on you. But
yeah, exactly.
We stopped watching the show when they killed.
Everybody tells me that.
Yeah.
Because he's not, if I recall, he doesn't die in the book.
As far, you know what? I think my wife has actually read farther than I have. I don't know that I ever finished the series. I know I think we've only got like 3 volumes left to pick up. We're usually picking them up one a year.
Can I give you a word of advice?
Yeah, please.
I'm an avid comic collector.
Same.
Oh, nice. If you want that comic, go and get it at a yard sale or at your local. I don't know if you guys have Goodwill down there. I don't know how far that.
Yeah.
Or Salvation Army, I think is pretty wide.
Mm-hmm.
Get it there. I got a couple of issues there because when I went to the comic book store to get it, because it's not as abundantly available.
Yeah,
quite expensive.
It is. Yeah, to get your hands on a couple of those prime issues, you're going to shell out some money. We're big on. I have a few CGC graded books.
Oh, me too.
But including my own.
I'm going to send you a picture,
including my own. The First Adventures on Earth with Adam and Steve.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Don't judge my mess, please.
No.
It's not as much as I wanted to get this a certain way. I never got it. And now it's like, now that I'm working at this place, I'm, saving my money so I can move and get a bigger place. So,
yeah.
But this is what's left. of a 10,000 collected comic book collection. And I have
Oh
one.
wow.
Yeah, and then you see
Yeah.
I have Thor. I think it's 266.
Ooh,
No,
geez.
337, which is the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill.
Oh wow.
Signed by Walt Simonson himself.
Nice.
Waited a long, long while for that man to show up, and then waited on his line again. Get that
Folks,
comic done.
folks, we are going to get back to Star Trek in
No, I
just a
swear to
minute,
God,
but
we're gonna
we totally are. But so Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina, we went to the 30th anniversary, which
Ooh.
was this has been a few years ago now.
Mm.
But Stanley was there, and we paid the extra money to, you know, front of the line, front of the panel, meet him at the store. There is a photo on our fridge of me just
Nice.
one-on-one chatting with Stanley.
That's amazing. And was he younger?
This was, I mean, the 30th anniversary. This was only, I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was maybe less than 10 years ago. I think I think he only, I think he passed away maybe 3 or 4 years later.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah. But I got him
to. You have is worth a lot more now.
Oh, for sure. I got him to sign Avengers Volume 1, number 13.
Wow.
And I got him to sign, well, because both my wife and I had tickets. So it was, you get one autograph with your ticket. So I got Avengers, and I gave her Sergeant Rock number 20, Sergeant Rock and the Howling Commandos number 27, I want to say.
You know, you and I need to spend more time talking. Just
but like to Star Trek, I have it's right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. It's a little blurry, but I can see it. I don't have my glasses on. I apologize.
There's it's one of the IDW Star Trek comics.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
The Carl Urban photo cover.
Oh, cool.
Signed by Carl Urban.
Nice.
Sweetest, one of the sweetest guys.
I ran into him in the street, and I was like, "Is that Carl Urban?" He went, "Oi!" And I was like, "I didn't mean to point." And he goes, "No, I'm just saying hello." And he got on. I was like, I was just flabbergasted. I was like, "Ha!" It happened to him twice in my life. That and Eric Idle. I went,
"Oh, nice."
That's Eric Idle, and he went, "Shh." And then he walked. I don't know what to do, you know. Those are great moments.
Yeah. It's, you know, some of those, and I try to, you know, when it comes to the comic collecting, especially the graded stuff, it's always kind of like, you got to look at it as a way of preserving that little slice of history.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, and people were having, don't get me wrong, like, it's your collection, it's your money, do whatever you want. But my perspective has always been like, get something that they worked on, get something that means, you know, because people were, I was in line with a bunch of Marvel fans, and they were having Stan Lee sign anything and everything under the sun. But it was like, you know, he didn't touch any of that stuff. Like, he didn't put pen to paper on any of that.
80s, you know, he sold everything because he was hurting for money. So
yeah,
I was like, bring him the first appearance of Gambit. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. So I felt like, you know, we got the, you know, Volume 1 Avengers, you know, and early, you know, Sergeant Rock, or excuse me, Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos.
Oh,
sorry, I committed heresy there for a second.
No, you're good. You're good.
But I will say that there was one other kid in line that had hands down the best item to have Stan Lee sign. Especially when it comes to preserving a chunk of history. And I actually watched the kid walk up to the table, slide it in front of Stan Lee, and before Stanley passed away, like, I'm pretty sure he was asleep at the autograph table. He just,
okay?
He has a handler who slides items underneath his Sharpie, and his arm just does his signature automatically. But this kid walked up, slid his item in front of Stanley, and Stanley lit up like a Christmas tree.
Oh, that's cool.
It was the United States Army manual that Stanley wrote for World War II. And he was, cool. oh my goodness, I haven't seen one of these in 20 years. I haven't seen one of these in so long. It just, he
Wow, what a
absolutely came
moment.
on. Yeah. I was like, oh, that kid
You
wins
know
the
that
weekend.
was that kid's great granddad's freaking army
Yeah.
manual, and he's like, Stan Lee. I wonder if it's the same one. Is this you by any chance? No, kid, that's me. All right. It's like, your Stan was way better than mine, but
Thank you. I'm available for voiceovers, commercials, narration, whatever you'd like, folks.
for sure.
But yeah, and we've done a couple comic book Star Trek comic episodes here on the show, and I'm looking to do more. So
let me know when you're doing Transformers, Star Trek.
That's right, because they did a crossover.
Great crossover.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I will hit you up because I've got one or two other people that are like down for Star Trek comics. But yeah. Man. So getting back into Star Trek.
We're doing what?
What are we doing?
What are we doing? Yeah.
This episode is
so good.
Really fantastic. It's such a, gosh, if listeners, you're gonna hear me say this again. I feel like I say it every episode, but like Star Trek Strange New Worlds is kind of a hodgepodge of different kind of movie adaptations and kind of like big shout outs to like different types of movies. We've had our comedy episodes, we've had our romantic comedy episodes, we've had our crossover with animation, we've had
our episode when this one, but Hemmer was a zombie, and then before that, when Hemmer died, you know what I mean?
Spoilers. Yeah.
Because the things, he didn't want him to jump out of him like an alien chest burst thing.
Right.
So, but that was obviously a nod to Alien,
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting to see where there's certain connections between folks behind the camera, writers, directors, that sort of thing, that are playing to their strengths. And you'll see a little bit more of that when we get into the stats section. But this is another instance of them doing because on the surface, the plot is pretty basic.
Mm-hmm.
2-person landing team, go down to the planet, grab a flower, fight off some bad guys, get back to the ship. Like that's essentially it.
Yeah.
There's the B plot with Ortegas, but we're not there yet.
Yeah. No.
But
trauma heavy season. Right.
Very. But this particular thing of spinning it into a zombie short, basically.
Mm-hmm.
This is a zombie short film. It fits so perfectly with stuff like The Last of Us,
mm-hmm.
The Walking Dead, 28 Days Later.
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably the more modern zombie films, World War Z, where they're not shuffling so much as they are sprinting after you.
Mm-hmm.
Which, don't get me wrong, the shuffle zombie it's that sense of impending doom, of like, oh, they're getting closer. But I think there is something more immediately terrifying about the sprinter zombies. I maybe because I grew up the chubby kid who
I was gonna say, you know why it sucks? Because I'm the fat kid and I ain't running, like I'm toast.
I'm running to the kitchen, I'm running to bed, I'm running to the bathroom sometimes, but
exactly.
Other than that.
No way. Yeah, I mean, what's beautiful about this is the guy, Dan Liu, who directed this, is Walking Dead aficionado. He's did several episodes of Walking Dead, made his mark on that type of genre, and brought it to Star Trek, which was, I don't ever remember seeing a zombie anything in Star Trek.
The closest thing, because I thought about it, and if you do just sort of a cursory Google search, I think this is the first thing that will pop up.
Right.
You mentioned the episode with Hemmer, Lost in Translation, which we're going to touch on that a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
But the other one that comes to mind, there's an episode of Enterprise, and I ran out of time and didn't look up the name of the episode, but it's the episode where they are finding the deuterium for the ship, and they find the group of Vulcans that the deuterium affected.
Oh wow, that's a good callback. Yeah.
And it's sort of, I think that type of zombie, I think more fits the 28 days later zombie, where
Mhm.
it's like they're infected with anger type zombie.
Yeah, Impulse season 3.
Impulse, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I googled it. Don't think I'm one of those.
No, no, no.
No.
But yeah, and then we see the effects of T'Pol like trying to fight it off, and then she becomes
Yeah.
addicted to the stuff, which is even darker.
Yeah, we not only made zombies, we made drug addicts.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this, I think this, looking at especially the design of the zombies,
Yeah.
and Klingon zombies on top of it, which from a design perspective is so freaking cool, man. They
Yeah,
look
'cause you got
amazing.
that cool armor plus all the ridges and everything. That the double
Yeah.
chest piece,
Oh yeah, and they're very much more in line with The Last of Us, where it's kind
Right.
of based on, if you've, it's not really a spoiler, The Last of Us, the zombies are kind of based on this
Cordyceps.
fungus and
Cordyceps,
spores. Yeah.
Yeah, cordyceps thing because that's actually real, which is scary.
Yeah, which is an
Yeah.
extra level of scary.
Yeah, because you got spiders, deer, and ants that are affected by this right now.
Oh
And
man.
it makes deer eat outside of the norm. Like I've seen them eating birds, squirrels, and attack rabbits when the cordyceps affects them. Yeah, I love horror stuff, so I'm like, it's cool. Oh no, that's real. You know what I mean? It's like there's a line where you love horror, and then when it comes into reality, you're like, oh no.
Well, folks, if you're listening to this discussion and you dig horror of any kind, please head over to the Patreon. Consider buying me a beer once a month.
There you go.
Because we are going to continue this horror discussion in the after show,
There you go.
in the special edition. So,
Right.
special uncut episode.
Ooh.
So, anything else jump out at you about this? I
Remember I
think
was
I've got
telling-
one or two things, but
Now that we're in the spoiler territory,
Yeah.
my favorite scene is at the very end
Mm.
when the Klingon daughter of the assassined ambassador
Yeah.
decides I want to fight Mbenga,
Mhm.
and Mbenga is he's too badass to be fighting. Is at this point, you know what? Nah, I'll let it go. But they're Klingon, they can't let it go. But what Dan did was he filmed underneath, so she has this whip that's wrapped around her chest.
Yes.
And instead of just like going like Indiana Jones or Catwoman, whip, 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 I hit my microphone. I apologize. Instead of going whip, 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 she does this release, and it's like this bone-looking whip, metal.
Yes.
And the shot of her releasing the whip, and then doing the motion to crack the whip, I thought was incredible. That scene I've watched at least a dozen times. Like, look how cool this scene is.
It's
The
dope.
lighting, the angle. Like I know it's the ADR wall, and they're not on a planet with zombies. I know, spoilers, but that angle just blew my mind.
Yeah.
And the setup of like the shields that they could kind of hold off for a little bit.
Yes.
Just brilliant. I love this is one of my favorite episodes of the season. It is my favorite episode of that season.
It's really solid, and seeing, knowing that Babs has a martial arts background sort of lends to, and I mean, this isn't the first fight scene he's done in the series. Like if you're a martial arts aficionado, like go back and watch all the fight scenes, especially the stuff with him in Chapel fighting off Klingons, and the stuff in the first episode, Under the Cloak of War. There was some stuff, but here as well, Babs gets a chance to shine. Like, and again, if you want to go a step further, check him out in Dune. Like he gets some really cool fights, some fight stuff in Dune, and it's really awesome to watch.
And he's whispering in that too.
Yeah,
my man, like it's so scary because it's like his whisper, even though he's whispering to you, it's chilling.
Yeah,
It's
He's got a
not
great
like,
voice
hey
for that.
buddy, how's it going? Let me get a palate, it's like, oh, I'm going to kill you today. It's like, you know, it's so good, so good.
Anything else jumping out at you?
I can go on forever in this one. Chip
Well,
shots.
I will
Chip shots
say,
are incredible on this one. I know it's not AI at this point, thank God. But
yeah,
it was the Klingon battle cruiser, I want to say, because it wasn't a bird of prey, it was like a bigger ship.
yeah, the
Bigger.
the the main ship or the landing
Yeah.
ship?
No, the main ship, the
Oh, the
big,
main ship. Yeah, the
yeah,
big
it
one.
was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
big one. I have a whole series on our Patreon of me and a Klingon cosplayer that is in love. Is like so good with the Klingon Empire. She speaks Klingon, and
Nice.
yeah, she's really. We have this great thing going on there, and she would be mad at me right now. So hopefully, fell asleep. No, I'm kidding. She'll probably listen to the whole thing. And goes, you can't remember 5 Klingon phrases, you know. But we're doing it's one ship, one food, one planet. That's the series.
Oh, wow.
And she's getting into a ship from the Klingon Empire, and I'm like bird of prey, and then that's it. No, there's a ton of different types of ship. There's the
Yeah.
you know, and that's one of the ones that I always thought was cool because it has those like red ambers on the end that just kind of make it stand out. So that's my love of this episode.
Yeah, the design of what I've just been referring to as the Dragonfly,
Yeah,
the
that's cool.
landing ship. That was pretty dope. That was
Cool.
really
Too,
cool
yeah.
design.
Yeah.
The other thing about this episode that gave me pause was looking at this, and we talked a lot about this when we covered Under the Cloak of War, which you can hear now. We discussed Under the Cloak of War with the former engineer from the aircraft carrier USS Enterprise, Michael
Oh,
LeBlanc.
that's cool.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's been on a couple times, and a big comic book guy as well.
Yeah.
He's a goodie. But yeah, we discussed that, and part of what we discussed was the idea of the things you're having to do in war, and the toll it takes, on a person, the toll it takes on your character, on your soul. And looking at what Mbanga is doing here, it's such a again, if you watch this as a companion piece to Under the Cloak of War, you know, he has that discussion with Pike at the end of that, where it's kind of like, you don't want me to answer this question. You don't want me to, you really don't want me to answer this question.
It comes a point in time when you should stop asking me questions.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
it's fascinating to me that here in this episode, he basically has to confess. And it's confess, or I'm going to kill your best friend. Or
Yeah.
we can stand off until these zombies eat us. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like, all right, we gotta make this move. And he does it in such a way that it's of course badass Babs. I'm gonna keep referring to him as badass
Badass
Babs.
Babs is pretty accurate. Yeah.
You know, he does it in this way where it's just kind of like, yeah. And he basically is like, yeah, and I do it again.
Mhm. I killed him, and you know what?
Yeah.
I'll kill him again. You know, like love you. Yeah, that's something about Mbanga that's like we never got in TOS.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was just kind of like, hey, what's up? I'm also a doctor. Oh, okay, thanks, dude. You know what I mean? But meanwhile, he's like, but I'm also
Right.
yeah.
And you know, I already touched on the idea of where's Joseph Mbanga, where is his heart?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a soldier first or a doctor first? And
that is a very fine line for him.
It's very fine line, because I look at stuff like, I mean, not only this and Under the Cloak of War, but I look at stuff like Ad Astra per Aspera.
Yeah.
The one person who was never in question about any of the stuff was Mbanga. Like there was, you know, Una was in trouble. She was in the hot seat, and people were saying Pike was going to go down too. And I was like, let's not forget about the doctor. And then again, you know, the oath to do no harm what trumps the oath to do no harm? Like,
Kill
and I mean,
somebody.
right.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so you just admitted to killing this woman's father, which she was going to do anyway, but now she's here to kill you.
Mm.
But to do no harm, you know, if your oath of do no harm stands, you're also letting her sacrifice herself for
Correct.
you and Pike. Like, there's so many ethical issues here. It's kind of hard to pick one, but it's at the end of the day, you know, in true Star Trek fashion, where like, okay, we're going to wrap this up in, 44 minutes with a couple commercial breaks.
Mm-hmm.
The mission's off the books. So he's
So it
like,
doesn't
as
matter
far as
what
I'm
ethical
concerned,
thing.
nothing happened.
Yep. Hey man, I'm just trying to save my girlfriend.
Right?
Don't worry about that killing stuff, like, but please stop killing Klingons every time we run into
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is, now it's Mbenga who asks one additional question of, but if you were to write the report, what would it say? He's,
Yeah.
well, I had a knife to my throat. You told a story to get him to save my life. I was like, true enough.
There we go. Thank you.
There's so many, again, coming from the legal world, and there's a couple of legal, fictional legal dramas out there where this point has come up more than once. It's not what happened, it's what you can prove.
Yes.
And I think a lot of times Pike and his crew rely on that notion of like, because there's even discussions between Pike and Admiral April, where it's like, April's like, well, you're there and I'm not. I'm telling you not to go, not to do, not to say, whatever, but it's up to you.
Yeah.
It's like,
but I know better because I know you. You know what I mean?
right.
Was a very underlined thing about Pike and April. There was
Yeah.
always an understanding of, hey, we're going to bend the rules sometimes. And I think
Right.
every Star Trek captain has always done that. More so Janeway than anybody else, but
Oh, I was going to say, well, I felt like Janeway tried to adhere to the Prime Directive and other regulations more often than not, with a few notable exceptions, Tuvix. And
Just Tuvix.
That is opening it. That is, listen,
a lot more than that, buddy.
Listen, I'm not sure how long my computer will last, so we don't have time to start a Tuvix
time to go to these
discussion.
rabbit holes, Joe. It's a dove coop when I'm on a rabbit hole.
But I felt like Picard was he found a way to always maintain the Prime Directive.
Oh yeah. Picard was very good, but there was times where he stretched.
Right. There were times where it was just kind of like, okay, you're definitely in that gray area. You are skirting the line, but like still like everything checks out. But I think most notably Kirk was just kind of like, well, let's go do what we got to do. Captain, this is illogical. Well, of course it is. I'm a human. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Captain, you shouldn't be sleeping with random aliens. You never know what could happen. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. I got space condoms. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I'm boldly going.
But and again, not to leave out Archer, he
was going to jack up a planet for that dog. So
right. I was always quick to point out, like, the Prime Directive didn't exist. Basically, like, Starfleet manual was written by like reading the logs and just going, okay, don't do that. Let's continue. Don't do that.
Yeah. Definitely. Geez.
Definitely don't do that.
Yeah. After Kirk, that book got like, how many pages is this long now?
That book got heavy enough to beat somebody with.
Yeah, exactly. It's a telephone book now. Jeez.
Gosh, yeah. Anything else about this episode jump out at you? Are you ready to move into
the plant? The plant itself.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, we didn't even talk about the plant.
So the whole purpose was like they had to go to this plant because I forgot, was Mbenga figured out that he could use the plant to kind of cult and like
Y-
nullify. I think it was Mbenga, right?
Yeah, like Mbenga and Spock kind of figured out what to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they saved the day, you know.
Yeah.
It's always science, folks, not some guy in the White House. Science. Science will save you.
You heard it here. Well, I was going to say you heard it here first. You've heard it a lot of places. It's just
Yeah,
people are not
exactly.
paying attention.
Yeah, pay attention. Go to school.
Yeah.
But yeah, that flower was really cool looking. But they needed this flower to save off the babies that were ingesting in or festering in Pike's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And there's something I'm gonna share with you. Find it. But we have yes, we have. Remember, I was telling you this is my favorite episode.
Yeah.
And originally, you know, I had a different design originally, but one of my favorite stickers that we've made that we'll be giving out, or if you become a Captain's Quadrant, whatever, is Cosmic Space Mom. Now, this is actually based, this is for my mom because that was her nickname. Because she
Oh,
would come
yeah?
on our lives all the time and just have a chat with the two Jasons and myself and several people in the live chat, including my Figure Universe. Big shout out to him. But we made this. But if you look very closely on her shoulder, that's not a gecko. That's supposed to be one of the baby Gorn.
Baby Gordon. Ah,
Yeah,
that's
supposed to be
so
a baby.
cool.
So it's it's an Easter egg, but nobody ever caught. But yeah, that was after my mom. God bless her. She passed away last September.
Mm.
And love my mom. My mom's the reason why I watch Star Trek. I don't know if I ever told you, but
Yeah.
mom was African American, and as was her dad. It's usually how that goes. But
Oh, okay.
yeah. But
never let it be said you don't learn stuff here on the podcast,
yeah,
folks.
wow, this Captain's Quadrant guy. No, it turns out the reason why my mom loves Star Trek is because her dad loves Star Trek because of her. He was like, I want you to watch the show because it shows us in a light of positivity. And this woman has the same rank as your father. She's sitting on the in the command room, you know, discussing plans with the head of the whole table. So it was always important to, you know, kind of acknowledge that history. And, you know, this is a great story of Nichelle Nichols staying on the show because Dr. King told her, hey, this is the only thing showing us in a positive light at the time. So please stay on the show, which he did. But mom was a big person to put me into fantasy, anime, it's like all these things. My uncle was comic books, but she was the one that put me onto Star Trek and Lord of the Rings and a Transformer. She's like, hey baby, watch this, you know. And I've never let go of the things I love because of those good memories of her and my uncle. And Star Trek continues to be the beacon because that was the thing that everybody in the family liked, except for my aunt. My aunt was like, basketball. She's a sports lady.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I have this cosmic space mom. That was her nickname.
That is so cool. I got to get my hands on one or two of
those. I'll make sure I bring them. I'm going to see you in like a couple of weeks, so for sure.
I'm unfortunately not going to be able to make it.
No,
I know.
So you have to give me your address offline because I don't want people to know where you live. But
yeah,
I'll just mail you.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not in the budget this year. So,
dude, that sucks.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I'm not going to Vegas this year.
People keep telling me I gotta go to Vegas. Well, I've had folks be like, "You gotta go to Vegas. You gotta go to Vegas." But I talked to Star Wrecked, Ian Ramsey. Who was just like, Las Vegas is cool. It gets me pumped for the cruise. He's like, the cruise is everything, dude. And I was like, noted. Okay. Well, you know, we've done do you have anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
I don't want to comedy your whole night.
No, it's cool. Yeah, so here we go. Well, as we always do, we have shined a big light on this episode. Both of us are clearly huge fans of this episode, in addition to being Trek fans. But, you know, as we do every week, we look at not only what's happening in front of the camera, but also behind the camera as well. So as we do every week, lovingly, we ask the question, who do we blame? This episode was written by Onitra Johnson and Bill Walkoff. Onitra's last work in the timeline was season 2, episode 6, Lost in Translation, as we've mentioned, another zombie-ish episode.
Yeah.
We discussed that with Charisse, the sci-fi savage. And Bill's last was just 3 episodes later, Subspace Rhapsody, which we discussed with Ian Starrect Ramsey.
Woo.
And we have mentioned that this episode was directed by Dan Liu, whose last work in the timeline was Lost in Translation. So yeah, folks, like
Zombie
take a look
perfection.
this is Star Trek getting the right people playing to their strengths and knocking it out of the park. This is absolutely perfect. Big guest star here, Christine Horn as Bytha, the daughter of the ambassador. And Christine was born and raised in the Bronx, moved to Atlanta where she attended Atlanta's Tri-Cities High School. Her first credit is on a film called Jinxed. She then appeared in Stomp the Yard, The Retrieval, and Selma, before showing up in a few genre projects like Boo, A Medea Halloween, along with Star Trek alum Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
And Terminator Dark Fate. You can currently see. Yeah. You can currently see her as Headmaster Rosemary in Netflix's Burt Kreischer vehicle, Free Burt. So, Joe.
Yes.
Is this essential viewing? If somebody is watching Star Trek for the very first time and they get to this episode, Shuttle to Kenfori, is this a must-see episode or is this one that they can skip?
Have to see. We get more Mbenga. We get this connection with Under the Cloak of War. We get zombies, because you shouldn't skip zombies ever. There's just so many layers. You get that relationship between him and Pike, and you get war stories. They're laughing about things as they're coming down. That connection that they have is much bigger than you realize.
Yeah.
And this episode shines a light on that. And I think that's why it's so important that people watch this one.
Yeah, I think so too. In addition to, and we didn't spend a lot of time talking about what happens on the Enterprise with Ortegas and Una, Una in charge. But if you, and I've never held back my love for Badass Babs on this show. But looking at what has happened here in this episode, and then of course the companion Under the Cloak of War, and what we've seen of Mbenga's background during the Klingon War, I think this is a very, very important chapter in his story.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I've mentioned that this is we are seeing Pike crack here.
Yes,
it's a small bit of business, a small bit of acting movement business, but he throws that backpack and it's like, that is not something he's done before. That's not something Pike has done. Yeah,
this one was cool, and this one he lost his cool.
That's
why this is super important for the trajectory of the characters.
Exactly. And if you're following Ortegas, if you're following Una, like this is important, not only for the guys down on the planet, but for the folks back up on the ship. If you're on a Una track, we don't really see her in the command chair that much. It's always kind of as the XO of the Enterprise, having Pike's ear and being what a good first officer is.
Right.
Erica, she flies the ship, and we've seen little, chunks of her personality come out in, side scenes and, with other folks, but with her facing death quite literally at the hand of a Gorn, of the hand in her rib cage.
Yeah, literally at the hand
of a Gorn.
Feels so good, Captain.
What seems like the pinnacle of kind of the Ortegas story, I think, is actually the catalyst, because Ortegas is kind of set up as this survivor of the Klingon War. Hell, when Boimler walks onto the bridge, Lieutenant Ortegas, you're a war hero. Which, side note, I've mentioned before, that just shows how little Boimler knows about being a war hero. Don't point it out. Exactly. No war hero wants to be pointed out for that.
Exactly.
but he does point it out. So that's kind of the baseline. But now we're getting back into dealing with the Gorn. And at this point, or at the point of hegemony, there's been smaller instances of dealings with the Gorn, mostly while she's behind the stick of the Enterprise, flying the ship, as is her job.
Yeah.
But this is hand to hand, and she quite literally takes that hand to the midsection, is lifted off the ground.
Yeah, that tripped me out, man.
It is rough.
Yeah.
Because when you see the blood flowing onto the console, I was like, oh, is that some sort of leak from the ship? I was like, nope, that's a leak from the pilot. Oh, that is blood coming there.
I was like, when we got that scene last episode prior, or 2 episodes prior, I was like, God, I really like Ortegas. I was kind of hoping they would at least bring her to the last season. I thought that was going to be her swan song. You know what I mean? Because that was a lot of blood. I was like, whoa, this is like Pinhead 3 level blood, man. This is not good. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't made a big thing about it on the show just because I don't want to seem like the downer. But in terms of who makes it out of this series alive,
not that many people.
It's kind of a will they or won't they?
Yeah. I mean, it could be one of those things. You're getting transferred to the Yorktown. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. Yeah. But Ortegas has been on the list for me of folks who might not make it.
Yep. Sadly.
And
I think she's not only an actress, incredibly strong person, dealt with a lot of personal stuff that you'll have to look up because I'm not getting into that.
Right.
And is incredibly kind. I saw her literally protest again for the strike that they had, the actor strike, 2 or 3 years ago, and in person. And I was like, oh my God, it's Ortegas and these other people that I love and respect even more because I'm a union boy. My mother worked for Verizon before she was while she was a cosmic space mom. But if it wasn't for union, I wouldn't have had the bits of my education that I got and the life that I was lucky enough to live, going to Disney World with my mom. Like the union is no joke. And when my mom got sick, the union stood up. So when I see people on strike, they always get much more respect.
And it's so important. It's always been important, but it's seemingly the issues never seem to lessen. The issues always tend to increase over time. It's never like, oh, and there's this little thing. No, it's not. It's a big thing. So yes, I think I echo exactly what you're saying. Love zombies. If you're a horror fan, it's a must see. If you're on the track of Una, Ortegas, Pike, M'Benga, any one or more of them, this is definitely a must see episode.
Chris Myers, he's got a pivotal role that starts to change at this point. In this episode, you're starting to see some stuff happen. It's really, really cool. They do such a great job. And he's a lovable ensign too, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's like, not to get too far ahead, but like, I mean, I know he's wearing white.
Yeah.
But like,
if you ain't Chapel and you wearing white.
Yeah, like
white is the new red.
White is the new red, man. It's a great episode. Everybody should definitely check it out on your watch through. Well, Joe, thank you so much for coming on, nerding out. We're gonna nerd out a little bit more after the credits. But do you have any parting thoughts about this episode, about the series, about the franchise, about another appearance here on the Computer Resume podcast? Any parting thoughts before we go?
Thank you for always allowing me to enjoy my time on Earth, because one of the things that people don't understand is I do a lot, and I like to not do a lot, and I like to just nerd out. And me having the Captains Quadrant was part of that, happenstance. But Captains Quadrant's only once a week, so having an opportunity to, as I can now call you friend because we've exchanged numbers, but having you as a friend, and just being able to nerd out, talk Trek, and have these things in common that co-sign and co-align so well, and be able to talk about them is just a blessing. So be sure to give this man a rating on his podcast, 5 stars. I know a lot of people don't like to do that, but it means a lot. So
It really
be sure
does.
to- yeah, please rate. I have, and I've listened not just my own episode, but I listened to several episodes. It's super important. And support him on social media, support him wherever you can, Patreon, all those things. Support us on Patreon too, but
Oh yeah,
yeah, of course. But it's just amazing that we get these moments. And though I'm stealing a line from Mario Brothers of all things, the years are fast, but the days are long. And when you get a couple of days where you can chill with somebody and just have a good time talking about the things you love, it is more valuable than a salary.
Oh,
I kid you not. Because when you go, you can't take the salary with you.
mm,
Unfortunately, I've witnessed a lot of passing in the last couple of years, very close to me, and they never talked about their money when they were
Yeah.
gone. It was always
Yeah.
about, the times we had together.
yeah. Looking at those things with those relationships, be it familial or your chosen family, or friends you meet at a con or online, like it's the I can't tell you how many times that I've talked to other nerds where I'm like, hey, I know you go to a lot of conventions, seek out a Trek
Yeah.
convention.
Yeah.
It's such a different vibe
So,
than your average pop culture convention, and
Mhm.
the friends you will make will stick with you and will go to bat. It's such a wonderful experience, and I do cherish our
Yeah,
friendship, man. Thank you
absolutely.
so much for coming on, dude.
Thanks for having me.
So next time we will be joined by Drew Burris from Cosmic Crit for a discussion of Strange New Worlds Season 3, Episode 4, A Space Adventure Hour, which is available wherever you decide to watch Star Trek. Joe, you're involved in this podcast I've heard
Oh yeah,
about.
it's a fun little one.
What's the name of it? Who's been on it that's famous? Where can people find it? And all it, can you tell me again?
Yeah. We do those things. We do those things.
Remembering.
My favorite little thing lately is I have this light up Captain's Quadrant sign, like the bat signal. There it is.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
A little bit, yeah. I'll turn the camera a little bit so you can see all of it. But
Hey, there it is.
yeah, the Captain's Quadrant. Yes.
Nice.
I decided to not wear a shirt that said Captain's Quadrant because maybe it'd be over redundant because that's on my microphone. It's back there. Really important, Captain's Quadrant. But yeah, I have a great time hanging out with Jason Roy Gaston on the Captain's Quadrant every Friday live, which you'll soon be a guest on as well.
Yes.
For our live show. I figured there's probably no better person to do a live show with than a comedian and a friend. And you have in one. This is beautiful. And we're gonna have a blast looking at some filler episode from Trek Past, which is a lot of us like, why would they do this? I am so looking forward to that. We're gonna spin the wheel this Friday, and we'll let you know what episode that's gonna pop up for the following Friday.
Nice.
Yeah, because we spin a wheel of agony now in its 4th year of spinning, and it is overproduced, but everything that our buddy from Australia, Jace, does is beautiful, and it looks cool, and it's functional, and he made it so good and so simple, even I can use it. So
hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we have all these thumbnails that he set me up with, and it's just like, go get an episode, take the cover, just do it. It makes it
yeah.
It looks so good that you're like, you're the man. So and Jason Regas is the funniest dude that you'll ever other than yourself you'll ever come across.
Thank you for saying that.
Absolutely.
Jason's very funny.
He's very funny. And he messed with, I don't know if you follow him or not, but messed with everybody. It was his 50th birthday, and we're all around a similar age, but he put up a in memoriam type of thing, and I thought, and I'm on the worst is because I do the church stuff. I'm on the church page because I'm like doing sharing and things like that to like spruce up. And then all of a sudden it comes up and I'm like, oh no, because that's my buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more than just my podcast co-host. That's my friend. And it freaked me out for like a heart. I was like, no, because I, just lost somebody else recently. So I was like, oh my God. I was about to like just sit down and just take a breath.
Yeah.
And then I read under it, oh, I'm not dead. I'm just napping because I'm 50. I'm like, I called. I was like, screw you. Not So yeah, but yeah, we have a blast over there. And then I do horror stuff over on the To Be Seen channel, the number 2 BESCENE, and I do horror, pop culture, stuff like that. We have a blast. We're talking about CBS Ghosts. That's our number 1 show there. That gets more numbers than Captains Quadrant, which is insane. That's at 100,000 viewership for that.
Jeez Louise, dude.
That little podcast called Shedding Light, which is incredible. Yeah, I mean, Captains Quadrant is really, really well, but it's mainly because of the live show and Jason Morgeston.
Right.
But it is a blast. We're spinning the wheel of agony. Whatever rolls on the wheel, I will text you, and then we'll be set up for that, and it'll be a blast.
Awesome. And where can people reach out to you if they want to chat with you directly?
If you want to chat with me directly, I'm very friendly. You'll never have to worry about me being a jerk like Russell Crowe. But you can find me on Captains Quadrant on Instagram. Most of the socials like Blue Sky, Instagram, Meta, which is Facebook now. You can find me under Captains Quadrant. Just say, hey, this is so and so. Is this Joe Dove? And I'll be like, yes, thank you for following me. So that's where you can find me. And then sometimes on To Be Seen, we have like an Instagram there too. Capture us over there.
And I am at Mr. Todd A. Davis on all of the socials. From all of us at the Computer Resume podcast, thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you in 10 Forward.
Support us on Patreon and like, rate, review, and share on all your favorite platforms. Feel free to send us your subspace transmissions to computerresumepodcast@gmail.com or at Computer Resume on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. The Computer Resume podcast was created and produced by Mr. Todd A. Davis. Our logo was designed by Will Martin and Justin Bishop. The opening theme was produced by Justin Bishop, and our outro music was provided with permission by Dronode. Additional music was provided by Mr. Todd A. Davis and Gary Horn, and the voice of Computer Resume podcast and executive producer, me, Kat Davis. # LLAP. We'll see you next time.
Going through a Star Trek. We're doing Star Trek stuff in space. We probably got some phasers and shuttle pods, and we're gonna find a brand new race.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?